Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or should I say, bem-vindos de volta ao meu canal. Today I am going to be talking about the things I do not miss about Portugal, because I did a video about things I really miss about Portugal and you guys really loved it, and I suggested to make this video about what I do not like, what I do not miss, and here it is. So if you guys don't know this already, I am Portuguese, born, raised in Portugal, and I moved to Norway in 2014 and I have been since living here. So the first thing I have to address is the cold and the winter, because everyone thinks that there is no winter in Portugal, and the real truth is it's actually so cold in Portugal in winter, especially in the north of the country. I think I had more cold while in Portugal than in freaking Norway. The main thing I do not miss regarding this subject is that inside the houses is so cold. It's so cold. Like, when I moved to Norway, I actually brought like my Portuguese pajamas with me and never used it once. They are like polar pajamas. They're super thick, super wintry, and then I had like an extra, like a kind of like a pajama jacket, you know, and used the heater right beside on the bed. It's so funny sometimes because me and Daniel, we speak with our families on Skype during winter, and we are like in a t-shirt in Norway inside our houses, and in Portugal they're literally sometimes with their jacket on. That's something I truly do not miss, and I'm so glad that in Norway it's so cozy and warm inside every single house. Another thing I do not miss that also has to do with winter is the fact that in Portugal there's so little to do in winter time. Here in Norway with snow you have so many possibilities. In Portugal it's just sad, cold and rain. What do you do outside with this kind of weather? And no, it's not the rain that you have here that is like rains sometimes and very lightly. It rains in Portugal, you know? So there's not a chance you can do anything outside if the weather does not allow it. So I really like that now in winters I can enjoy winter. I can go outside. There's so many activities. People are not afraid of the cold and go outside. Another thing I do not miss related to weather is the humidity in the air. My hair goes crazy in Portugal. I have like natural curly hair, and in Portugal my curls are more like to the African hair side, you know, which is no problem if you're African and you have like pretty African curly hair, you know, like voluptuous curly hair. I love that, but my hair in Portugal is like halfway to the curly and halfway to like the ball of fur that cannot be controlled. I don't know, I just hate my hair in Portugal. And that's all because of humidity, which is very high in Portugal. A thing that I talked about on my video of things that I truly miss about Portugal was that I missed the beach a lot, which is so true. But what I do not miss about the beach is the fact that the water is freaking cold. I know there will be so many people saying like, oh, but cold is good because in summer it's very warm outside and you need like cold water to refresh. No, you know, I'm not that kind of person. I like the warm, nice waters like in Palma de Mallorca or Menorca, or even in Croatia was warmer than Portugal. Of course there's places in Portugal where the water is a little bit warmer, like some places in Algarve, more to the Spanish side, but overall the water is just really cold. Next thing I do not miss and actually do not like in Portugal is the traffic. So in Portugal mostly everyone has a car and drives everywhere, which I think is nice in a way because you get some kind of freedom. And another way, there's so much traffic. If it's like a vacation time and everyone is coming from vacation, like it happens here in Norway, I understand that you have a little bit of traffic and I'm okay with that. But like every single day I drove to Lisbon with my car, and like from where I live to Lisbon you have to cross a bridge which is called 25 de Abril. It's like this red bridge that looks like the one in San Francisco. And if you want to cross it in the morning, you have two options. You either go before 6 in the morning, or you really have to go after maybe 10:30 or 11 in the morning, because if you go between 6 and 10:30, then you'll get completely stopped. Like, it doesn't move. I don't know why. And the same thing in the afternoon, like in rush hour, it's just completely stopped, and I hate that. The next thing I do not miss, and I actually really hate about Portugal, is the bureaucracy. Oh my god, I can't say it. You know, you guys know what I mean. But yeah, that. For example, when you have something important you need to take care of, and you need to go to a public place where they solve those kind of problems. For example, your ID card, your like driving license, change home address, even the post office. It's terrible. It's like it's the end of the world. It's slow, or like it feels that you're not important, and everything feels so difficult. Something that could be so simple, suddenly it's the most difficult thing of the planet, and you have to have papers for this and have papers for that, but the other papers need to have other papers, and they have to be signed because of this and signed. Oh my god. And then you have also the situations in the waiting room, because of course when you get there, there's like tons of people, even in the middle of the day when they're supposed to be working. No, there's always like, it's always full of people. You can get an appointment, but even though when you get an appointment, there's also full of people that are waiting for the appointment. So you have to take your ticket, wait for your time, which probably you'll wait like 1 to 2 hours if it goes well. Then sometimes people in the waiting room start talking about why they are there, and sometimes they're angry because things are not working, or there's some problems with their documents or whatever. So they start to talk about it loudly to express their angriness, and then everyone in the waiting room kind of starts to go into the subject, you know what I mean? Like, it starts to be a discussion between the people in the waiting room. That's something I really do not like about Portugal, and how like the system works and how people react to it, you know? It drives me crazy. Next thing I do not miss about Portugal is punctuality, which is equal to 0 or maybe minus sometimes. For example, when you want to meet your friends to have a dinner and you arrange the thing, so I will send a message to all of my friends and say that the time for the dinner in the restaurant is at 8 o'clock, imagine. So everyone, please be on time, it's at 8 o'clock, please don't be late. And then I'll call to the restaurant and actually book the table for 8:30 or 9 sometimes, because in Portugal if you get like after a certain time late, then they will give the table to someone else. So I just like put half an hour, sometimes 1 hour of difference, so I'm sure like we will be there. And even like this, there's people that come even later, you know what I mean? It's like, no, I'm on my way, and they're not. So that's just a Portuguese thing. I know people are starting to be a little bit more punctual regarding to work, but regarding to like social events, I still feel it's so stressful for me to just like, where is everyone? Another thing I do not miss about Portugal is the smoking. So Portuguese are big smokers, and there's still a lot of places in Portugal where you can smoke inside because they installed this like ventilation system, and then it's allowed, which I really hate. I really do not miss that side of Portugal. And the last thing I have to tell you guys that I do not miss about Portugal is the late meals. So this was something which I was very pro in the beginning. When I moved to Norway, I really didn't like that they would eat so early. But now, since I'm living in Norway for so long, I really love the meal schedules, especially lunch during like working hours, because you eat around 11:30, I guess, and it's like a short and healthy and not big lunch, and then you go back to work and you feel really well, you know. Whilst in Portugal it's like at 1 o'clock, maybe 2 sometimes, and it's so big. Some people have like 1.5 hours to eat lunch in Portugal, and they'll just go to the restaurant and stay there, you know, and eat a lot, big meals. I don't know, I don't miss that part. That was all for now. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you do miss things about Portugal or about your own country, let me know in the comments down below. I always think it's so nice to see what you guys have to say. And yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!